Well, if you haven't heard, my channel just got banned. And as for right now, I am making my first ever top 10 video in a different channel. But for now on, I'm going to be putting copyright warnings every time I make a video like that. Well, I might get my old channel back, so let's stay tuned for that. But for right now, I'm going to try my best to follow the rules and try to avoid whatever I just did to cause my channel to be blocked. So yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, at first, I thought video game movies are a terrible thing that happened to Hollywood. And then, after watching some decent ones, I was starting to warm up to this genre. Alright, these are the best video games movies, ranking from number 10 to number 1. Without wasting any more time, let's get this over with. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, well, that is the video game movie that I did not expect myself to watch. I used to be a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid, and then I just lost interest of this franchise when I got older. But later on, I started watching the Sonic movies recently. Well, I was not impressed with the first movie. I thought it was pretty short and basic. Well, as for the second movie, well, I liked it better than the first. But I didn't like it as much like everyone else did. But the third movie, well, I like the third one a lot, and it is the best Sonic movie for me, because it has a superior story, and Shadow emotional backstory was the highlight of this film, and the action is more impactful than the previous movies. It reminded me of the time when I used to play the Sonic games. The human characters has less screen time, which it is good. Like, this movie was overall a good time. Okay, why I ranked it way in the bottom, you may ask? Well, despite Sonic the Hedgehog 3 being a good movie, I do have a few issues with this movie. Well, Sonic and Shadow talk about their lost was a good scene for Shadow's redemption, but I feel like it could have been longer. And for how much I enjoyed Shadow's backstory with Maria, well, it just got ruined for me when people in my movie theater clap for Maria's death. Okay, well, to be honest with you, only some people clapped a little bit, but it still ruined the serious emotional moments for me. Well, I like Jim Carrey's performance, but when I see a cutscene from the Sonic X Shadow generation games, I just saw Gerald Robotnik as a totally different character.
Doom wanted me to make the perfect warrior for him. So these new abilities are all part of his grand design. You two are linked by blood. As you grow in power, so does he. Take control of your mind and make you his ultimate weapon. Take over your body and be reborn in you.
Dare you insult me with your unsolicited exposition? Shadow, get the key. Masterpiece of malevolence. The care about me. This is one of two keys. I will take rightful control of my weapon.
Okay, like, how the hell the game version does not compare to the movie version? Well, they made the characters right with all of these characters, but they didn't get Gerald Robotnik character right. Well, before watching the movie, my friend told me that Shadow is faster than Sonic, but I didn't believe that. But it looks like my opinion was That's right. Yike Shadow is not even as fast as Sonic, and the heck, his was not fast enough to keep up with Sonic in the McDonald's commercial until he has to teleport. Well, the climax battle with Sonic and Shadow on their super form was pretty cool to see in live action, but I wish it could have ended better when they add Metal Sonic. Like seriously, having Metal Sonic show up at the end could have been cooler that way. Like he could have given Sonic and Shadow a run for their money, literally. Yike, how come the Godzilla vs. King Kong movies did that, but Sonic the Hedgehog 3 couldn't do the same? Okay, well sure, having Metal Sonic be at the final battle would be pretty forced, but it will still be awesome. But yet instead, they just leave Metal Sonic for a post-credit scene, which it is underwhelming. And then it just got even more underwhelming when Amy showed up. Well, I am happy to see her, but I was just ready to go home afterwards. And the heck, I don't recommend giving these Sonic movies a question, because it doesn't make any sense. Alright, well, nonetheless, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 left a good impression out of me, and this is why I put it in one of the video games movie on the best list. Okay, well, I may like the movie, but I don't love it, and this is why I put Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in last place in the best list. Resident Evil Death Island. Well, I thought it was better than the Five Nights at Freddy's movie for having better horror elements, and the action was pretty underrated. Well, I don't really played Resident Evil. I mean, I have played the games once, but I was able to enjoy it. Although, there is something about this movie that doesn't make sense. I mean, all of these main characters are in separate games, so I was expecting an interaction, but it turns out all of these main characters already meet each other already, and I was pretty confused. Well, maybe they have met each other before in the games, like who knows. So yeah, Resident Evil Death Island was pretty good, but I don't plan on watching this movie again. The Minecraft movie. Okay, yeah, I know this movie might not be everyone's favorite, but outside of the bad reputation of yeah, despite people in the movie theater going crazy over the chicken jockey scene, which it is worse than people clapping for Maria's death, I thought it was a fun movie overall. Okay, you may argue that the movie is not pixelated like in the games, but they probably don't have enough money to make that happen. So yeah, it is an amazing movie that I would recommend watching it in theaters. Well, as long the chicken jockey crazy stuff doesn't happen. Okay, the reason why I put it at number 8 because I had a few problems. Well, I don't appreciate when they just added a Minecraft spiders. I am terrified of spiders, and the spiders from Minecraft always freak me out in the game. When they put them in the movie, I was pissed. So I didn't like it at all. Although the Minecraft spiders don't have enough screen time, so I am glad that they didn't. Well, that's not all. I found the villains in this movie to be generic and over-joking.
Hey, Malgosha, what's going on?
I mean, seriously, this is not a Despicable Me movie or something, so there's no need to joke around with your characters, especially the villains, mostly. I laugh at a lot of jokes in this movie at times, but it needs to be a little bit more serious. That way, we can get a much stronger film. Well, they got some of the Minecraft villains right, that's for sure, but what they didn't get right is the main villain that has a weak villain motivation. And Jack Black was not a great idea as Steve, which we should all agree, because Jack Black is just a comedic actor, so him being the Minecraft main character doesn't make sense. Well, I didn't mind him at times, but I would prefer if Jason Momoa was cast as Steve instead. But hey, the Minecraft movie was pretty great. I just wish this movie was more handled with love and care, and so that they should put in this movie. So yeah, the Minecraft movie has been a memorable time watching it on cinema, but it is not something that I would want to watch again. Okay, before you guys get confused, this is in fact the first Super Mario Bros. Movie. Well, before we just got a terrible live-action one from the 90s, well, not only it is the first Mario Bros. Movie, it is the first video games movie. So basically, Mario had a movie way before Sonic did. I mean, who would have thought, am I right? Okay, the reason why that some people never heard of it, it's because this movie came out in Japan, so it was not an American movie. When I first watched it, well, I liked it. Okay, although I thought the pacing was too slow, and I thought the runtime was too quick, and I thought that the Chinese subtitles was pretty distracting, and I see why it is forgettable, but as a Mario fan, I would recommend it, because I did had a good time with it, but I prefer the recent Super Mario Bros. Movie, another video game movie that we will talk about sooner on the best list. Angry Birds. The Angry Birds movie rocks. Okay, you may say whatever you want, because for what I heard, people been saying that the second movie is legit better. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think the second movie is as good as the first one. There's barely any action that involve swing shots, and the story just felt a bit more generic and predictable. And they even put an unnecessary Baby Shark song, which I don't like at all. The first movie, to me, is better because they have a lot of swing shot action, unlike the sequel, and it's more of a video game movie, straight out of the games. So yeah, the first Angry Birds was pretty great, and you guys just didn't appreciate it. Mortal Kombat Scorpion Revenge. Okay, well, I am not a fan of the Mortal Kombat movies. Well, in fact, I always hated the Mortal Kombat films for my whole life, because they didn't do anything right with the actual games. But the animated Mortal Kombat films kind of tell a different story. Scorpion is my favorite character of the Mortal Kombat franchise, and an animated movie all about him felt well-deserved. Like, I enjoyed Scorpion being an anti-hero. Okay, the writing for this movie was just mid, but it was all emotional and awesome. So yeah, outside of the overused bloody fatality violence, Scorpion Revenge is just the only good animated Mortal Kombat movie. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Okay, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it looks pretty dumb, but it was actually pretty good. Well, it is not a perfect Pokemon movie, but it is a emotional one. With the impactful story and the good action and CGI, yeah, they're all great, and that movie left a great impression of me. And the crazy part is that this movie was made by the same movie company that trashed the Mortal Kombat films and the old DC cinematic universe, even though it was mostly Zack Snyder's own doing. And on top of that, they even made the Minecraft movie. Like, how come they can do these movies right, but not Mortal Kombat? Or even DC until now? Well, it's not too late to start listening to the fans, but it felt like a slap in the face sometimes. Gran Turismo. Okay, when I saw the previews for this movie, I thought it was really interesting. Well, especially you have David Harbour in it. Well, I never played the game Gran Turismo in my life, and watching the movie was the first time I know about it. Well, I really enjoyed it overall. The story was good, the drama was great and stuff. Okay, the only problem that I had with this movie is the overall slow pacing. Yeah, this movie was just dragged on too long, into the point that I almost literally fall asleep in the movie theater, and I never fall asleep watching a long movie. Well, despite that, it was a film with the heart and passion into it, and this is why I put it in number 3 of one of the best video games movie. And for some reason, it says it is based on a true story, which that is weird. Okay, this is the first Mortal Kombat movie that I have watched, and this is probably my first video game movie I watched. I watched that with my dad and brother, and right after watching it, well, I didn't like it at all. And then I just watched the terrible Mortal Kombat sequel, the TV shows, the animated movie, and the recent one. Like, the more that I watched these bad Mortal Kombat movies, well, I was starting to appreciate the original more. At least, the fight scenes are at least really good and memorable, and at least they just got the personality right with the characters. Well, the CGI is not great, it was entertaining, and the main characters actually had development. Okay, well, I don't appreciate my boy Scorpion being killed off, but I did come out having a good time since I have rewatched this movie. Well, I wish that they added blood, but seeing how bad the recent movies are, I think it's better that way to not do that. Well, it is not a great Mortal Kombat movie, but it is a Mortal Kombat movie that I actually liked out of all of them. So this is why it is my second favorite video game movie. Well, it is not really the best. In fact, none of the Mortal Kombat movies are, but it is my favorite video game movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Okay, we all saw that coming, and we knew it's going to be on number 1 on the best list. Well, before watching it, I was expecting it to be better than the terrible 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. Well, better yet, I was expecting it to be great, but no, it ends up being fantastic. The animation is so beautiful, and it is definitely a good movie to watch in the cinema. I actually rewatched this movie outside of my backyard with a projector to relive the cinematic memories. Well, just to remind you, this is the same animated company that has made the Despicable Me minions and stuff. I mean, seriously, Illumination deserves some credit for making this masterpiece. Okay, with that, the action was really great and so fast-paced, and this movie made me feel like a kid again, because right after watching the movie, I just went back playing the Mario games again, because this movie reminded me of my childhood days, where I played Mario with my brother and my cousins. Like, everything about this movie was a good time. Okay, well, although I wish that Luigi had a lot more screen time, because this version of Luigi from the Japanese original version that I was talking about, that version of Luigi had more screen time than the Illumination version. And this movie just had a lot of pop music, especially the song Take On Me. Well, I know most creators put pop songs in their film, but I think pop songs are just too inappropriate for a Mario movie. So yeah, that is the only two things that I want to change about this movie. Okay, overall, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is one of the best video games movie, and it is by far my favorite video game movie since the 95 Mortal Kombat film, and it is one of the best movie that I ever seen in my life. I am not kidding. I watch it like 100 times, and I never done that with the other movies. Well, I wish I can stay and keep chatting about how great this movie was, but sadly, I have to end the video. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe, and just actually subscribe, because when I have my old channel, I saw that most of you guys are not subscribed, so just actually subscribe if you enjoyed it, and while you're at it, let me know about your own opinion. Like, which video game movie do you guys like the best? My name is Isaiah Belfort, and I will see you guys next time.